wanted to do my show from here. I wanted to go over some of the guys that we have, some other things I'd like to talk about too. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the players that we have on our team. Um, we have 9 players total. First of all, I'd like to apologize to the guys that could not make it at the last minute. They had commitments, and the first thing I was a little upset, but that's me. So the guys I'd like to apologize definitely to are Nate Parliament and Bo and Chase McGinnis and Trevor Harris. Gosh, he had 41 points last night. Trevor, if you're listening, you sure you don't want to go? We'll still take you in a heartbeat. And also Logan Bush, who just such a nice kid. And so I apologize for you guys for being upset in the beginning. And but they have commitments, and I know if they didn't, they'd be there without a doubt in a heartbeat. So some of the guys that we have on our team, I'm going to talk about them a little bit. Leo Williams plays at Beekmantown. He's 6'4", dunks, plays great defense. If Leo's listening right now, Leo, no 3-pointers. I don't want you taking any threes, okay? I saw it the other day, take a 3, and he hit it, and usually that means more, but nope, I want you inside. Okay? Tom Peterson. Tom plays, he's from Tupper Lake, and I remember going to a high school game. They played at Saranac, and I'm looking at this in warm-ups. He looked like a JV player, looked like a choir boy. Don't take that the wrong way if he's listening, but he ends up lighting Saranac up for 35 points. I had never seen anything like this. He's just silent and just doing anything he wanted out there. I was so impressed, and the choir boy thing is a compliment, really. He's the type of guy that might go in a gymnasium and no one's going to pick him up, and then when he finally gets a chance to play, he's going to make you pay for it. So he's going to be one of our 3-point shooters out there at Rucker. I'm not sure how he is as an outdoor 3-point shooter. It's a little different, but we'll see how that goes. Our other 3-point shooter is Caleb Akey. And you know what? I've never seen Caleb play. I hear nothing but great things about him. He's just a very good offensive player, defensive player, does everything. And I'm anxious to watch him play, and I know he's going to help tremendously. He's our other 3-point shooter, and I think these guys are going to have to get there early and get used to the rims, the outdoor rims. They're our main 2 3-point shooters. Mike Phillips played at Plattsburgh High School. He was the Ray Holmes Award winner at Plattsburgh High School. He's our team captain, and he's our team captain for a reason. He's a leader, and we're looking for him to handle the point and get the ball to the shooters. We had a little practice the other day, only one practice, and they all know what they have to do. If you're basketball fans out there, if you're playing pickup, you have to pass and screen away. So if you're standing around, you find someone to screen and you get open. So that's all we can do for now. If they do have a 7-footer, although I heard he's 6'6" now, so all of a sudden he dropped 6 inches, we'll be fine with that. We have to play him back on him. Gavin LeBarnway, who has improved tremendously, he's at my camp, and he's back from Florida. I'm not sure if he's going to stay around and play at Beekmantown, but if he does, he's going to be a big help there. This guy, Peter, and I might pronounce his name incorrectly, Peter Robgent from Keene, of all places, Keene. Andy Dumas, are you listening to that? Andy was one of Keene's all-time best players, and Peter was, he won our John Condos Award at our camp, which is the ultimate camp award, and we all know who John Conowitz is. So I was very impressed. Great attitude, another three-point shooter, and one. Let's see. Let's get to Caswell McCoy. Caswell is our best defender. He's a good mid-range shooter, but he'll guard the other team's best player. Henry Napper, who is younger, but he's a guy that's a gym rat that improves every single day, and I love his attitude. And we picked up Jaden Hood, who plays at Niskayuna, and I got him thanks from my really good friend, Jeff Holmes, who is well known in the Albany area. He was Coach of the Year at Shaker High School, and when Jeff talks to me about stuff, I listen to him 90% of the time, even though he's right 100% of the time, but he knows how stubborn I am. But he's always going to be one of my best friends, and I'll always listen to him. So he helped me get this Jaden Hood. So he's going to be there. I'd like to see if he would come to. We're all staying at the Marriott in Terrytown, and we're probably going to drive in over the George Washington Bridge. Our games are at 12:30, and right after that we get a 15-minute break, and probably 2:15. And with 9 guys, we're going to need a break. I'm hearing it's supposed to be 100 degrees, but I'm at this rest stop in North Hudson. It's kind of chilly here, but we'll see how it is in New York City. But I'm happy with the guys. All excellent attitudes, and that's the most important thing. And when we practiced the other day, one of my main rules as a coach, and I haven't coached since 1989, but thou shalt not yell at a teammate, and none of them yelled at a teammate, and that's one of the biggest things. They just wanted to play, and they played hard. So we're quick. We'll probably press. We're going to do the best we can. We're the first team ever from the North Country ever to go to Rucker Park. A lot of these guys don't know much about Rucker Park, mainly because the book Foul is no longer in existence. In fact, one of my librarian friends said you can't find it in any library anymore. And someone looked it up on Amazon, and it's now a collector's item for $250. So, although my friend Jeff Holmes has an extra copy, he said he'd sell it for $2. But if you ever read that book, all those playground legends, a lot of them will be there, like Pee Wee Kirkling and Joe Hammond, and I'm hearing Walt Frazier is going to be there, and I'm sure there'll be some surprises there, some former NBA players, not the elite NBA players, although never know, but we'll get some pictures with them, and it'll be, the main thing is my theory in basketball is if you're not having fun, you're not going to get better. And I want these guys to have fun and also play hard. And we're going to give it the best we can from the North Country. And everyone knows we're up against some really good competition. But it's going to be definitely helpful. I think every single one every guy on our team will end up eventually being a college player. So that's a good thing. I know that Tom is going to be going to North Country, and without a doubt, Tom Peterson, the choir boy, from Taos, Tupper Lake. That's where my father was at Tupper Lake with TV a long time ago, so he knew where Faust was. So, but those are some of the things I want to talk about as far as the Rucker tournament, and it's not a tournament; it's just 2 games. I guess one team's from Boston. I'm not positive on that, But what I'll do is after the game, I'll text the score and anything else I can text. We're going to try to get as many pictures as possible, which I'll post on Facebook. And but as everyone knows, these guys we're definitely going to be smaller than the other teams, so we're probably going to press and trap and get used to those rims. One thing I want to do, I've never been there in my life. I want to try to make a free throw there, but my balance is a little off. I might be 1 for 3. But I'm definitely going to make a basket there. So I can't wait. I've dreamed about being on that court for a long, long time, ever since I read the book Foul. And a couple other things I want to talk about too. I'm trying to get for next week. We're going to play all the interviews when I interviewed the guys from Rucker. But I'm trying to get Bill Brennan and Mark McIntyre, and I haven't even told them yet, so they're probably upset with me, but I want them next week. Bill played, as we know, at University of Vermont, and Mark actually played at Arizona State until he tore his ACL. Then he went back to Plattsburgh State, played very well there. And they're both from Ticonderoga. They're teammates. That's why they won the championship. I think Mark is from Putnam. I'm not really sure about that, but I'll have to double check on that. Bud Brissett was their coach, and Bud was a great coach. I'm not really sure if he's still alive. I'm hoping he is, because he's such a great guy. And I'd love to have a teammate come to the studio for those two guys, and just kind of maybe Mike Graney or someone else just come and talk to them and make sure that they're telling the truth. So, and also, let's see. I want to talk about a person that really has been helping me lately. Her name is Jill McConey, and as most people know, I had a wreck on my $450 hand cycle, and I was lucky to be alive. Really, I was unconscious, 2 broken ribs and stitches, and face was actually I looked probably was even better looking, than I am now, because I'm not the best looking guy in the world. But Jeff, can I say the word gosh? You told me not to say gosh today, but I'm saying it, Jeff Holmes. So, but she is letting me borrow her hand cycle and letting me get it customized for myself, and it should be ready from Maui North on Monday, hopefully, and I'll start riding again. And she actually said, she goes, I'm going to have to teach you how to ride a hand cycle. And there are some tricks to it, I can tell you that. You have to kind of lean into it a little bit, and also something called using the brakes, I guess. So I'll probably have to learn how to use the brakes, but she's going to teach me. It's almost like a kayak. You have to move your body a little bit and adjust to it, but her hand cycle, when she bought it brand new, was $10,000, and that's how expensive they are. And she's letting me borrow it to train and to do the New York City Marathon, and that's not till November 3rd, so I have plenty of time to kind of get used to how to drive a hand cycle. And it's harder than people think, so no downhills for a while, and I'm looking forward to it. And Jill, as we know, I admire her so much. She has done New York City Marathon. She's done so many other things, and she's disabled. And there is another woman, and I forgot her name. I wanted to get her name as well. She's the same way. And I'd like to have them eventually both on the show, and we'll have a nice chat about sports. I know Jill was an exceptional soccer player at Seton. So and she's just one tough son of a gun. Um, Another thing, um, I'm we have a lot of sneakers left from our camp. Some people just for some reason didn't pick them up, or they donated them or whatever. We have like 40 pairs of sneakers, and I put it on Facebook and other areas to for people to come pick them up. And we still have 40, 50 left. Yesterday was the last day to pick them up. Um, I'm going to donate 10. I'm bringing them to Harlem right now to some kids that need them. And I have some shorts for these kids too, some underprivileged kids. And the rest of them are going to the Ted Case Center, which the best pitcher will, one of the best pitchers ever from around our area, Tom Neal, is the head of the Ted Case Center, and we'll donate those to underprivileged kids as well, um, and hopefully they fit. And they'll pick out whatever they want. There's these sneakers. I have a contact, and they go for over $100, and they're really nice. And so I'm glad that we can at least find ways to donate these extra sneakers, because right now they're all over my living room. And anyone wants to come over and clean my place, I'll pay them when I get home. So I'm just kind of kidding. Oh, I also want to talk about, personally, I always talk about Caitlin Clark. I'm just wondering why her and Sabrina didn't get in the three-point contest yesterday. I'm kind of surprised by that when Brittany Griner got in it, and I'm not really sure, but one of them would have won it, I think. So I'm still, I know some people are getting upset about me saying she should be on the Olympic team, but I guess I understand now. She'll have her time, and the thing I put out there one time is that Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, they've already won 4 to 5 gold medals, and why not give her your spot? That's just me talking. So another friend that I talked to actually just last night, Joe Cardney. I want to talk about him. And Joe, arguably, well, first of all, he's extremely humble. I thought about nominating for the New York State Hall of Fame. He said, "No, not interested." He's not interested in any accolades or anything like that. He just, but there's a lot of people out there that have never heard of him, and you can actually Google him for the young guys. But he's arguably the best player ever from Section 7, and he could have played Division I, and wouldn't played as much, but I think he did the right thing. He went to a school, Union College, where he knew he was going to play. And I guess sitting the bench is not fun. He went to Division I, even though it's a scholarship school. So he decided to go to Union College. They didn't have a three-point line back then, and he ended up becoming the all-time leading scorer. And I think he held that for about 10 to 15 years until someone finally broke it. And I don't think anyone would have broken his record if that three-point line was there. He was only 5'11", so for all you guys out there that are under 6 foot, that shows you right there that height sometimes can be a little overrated. He had a great left hand, and we just when we get together, it's like if I haven't seen him in 3 years, it's like no big deal. We're back kind of messing with each other again, having fun and talking about some fun things. And but he's always going to be one of my best friends, and I appreciate our conversation yesterday. He kind of set me straight on some things, like he always does. He's a lawyer. He's one of the best lawyers in Plattsburgh. Um, he was also an All-American at Union College. That's a big thing, being an All-American. And also the PBA tournament. One year he was MVP of that. Again, 5'11", and you won't hear him brag, unlike the guy that's talking right now. Because my theory is when you're 65, you get to brag, but this guy never brags. So he'll never tell you that he made 388 straight free throws. Like, oh, okay, I wasn't supposed to say that, Jeff Holmes. Gosh, or 388 straight free throws. I'm not supposed to say it, but I said it. And the oh, I want to talk a little bit about Bronny James. And if you guys watch the NBA, I think, well, just my opinion. I think he doesn't belong in the NBA, and he's a little very overrated. Um, and a good person, no doubt, but if his father wasn't LeBron James, he'd probably be playing in the Plattsburgh Men's League right now. I'm just kidding, the YMCA Men's League. So, sorry guys, I'm gonna get some heat on that one. Um, and getting back to the Rucker again, there's so many guys that know all about the Rucker. All my buddies on my chat group, like Kevin Doherty, Leo Ryan, Guy Garrow, and Glenn Sotheby, who's not on our chat group, but Jeff Holmes, Steve Holmes, Jeff Moskowitz. There's more. I'm forgetting some guys here, but they've dreamed of going to Rucker Park, and I wish they had this chance. Joe Cardney actually did play at Rucker because he was a lawyer in New York City for a while, and he'd go over there and he'd play, and he said he'll never forget how much competition there was, the playground legends and the crowds, and they actually have a DJ there for our games. And if you don't have thick skin, we better have thick skin, because if you throw up an air ball, we're going to be hearing about it from this guy. So I'm just hoping the guys on our team don't get upset about thick skin. Another person that we're going to have down the line, and I haven't officially asked, but I think we're going to get him, is Shane Parliament's nephew, Wyatt Parliament. Just got drafted by the Yankees, 7th round. He actually, I think, already signed a contract already. I think you'll see him as a Yankee probably within a couple years. He throws as a freshman in college. He already throws 97, and he's feisty too. And so my goal is to have Wyatt's father and Shane in the studio and have Wyatt call, and we can talk about the Yankees and pitching and whatever. And there aren't a lot of Yankee fans probably listening right now. Mostly Red Sox fans, I'm sure. So, other things that I'm doing right now that the camp is over, and I feel as far as the camp, it couldn't have gone any better, except for the last Friday of the boys' camp at Beacontown. I think the kids were so excited about getting their sneakers that it was almost like Christmas. We couldn't really calm them down, and they were so excited. And so Friday was a little off kilter, but we did it as well as we could. The one thing that I was happy to finally do is pay my staff, and actually it's even minimum wage. They got $175 a week, the staff. I'm going to put everyone's name on staff and every single sponsor, which I appreciate so much as well, and a letter to the editor. And so thank you to all the staff. And I'm not going to single out anyone, but I can tell you that Carson Duffield was really instrumental in so many things. And I did find out one thing: those NCCS girls during the Girls Week, they're pretty funny. Kaya McComb had me cracking up, and she's probably not listening, but Kaya, you have a great sense of humor. I actually think when Coach Rob Garrett decides to retire, I don't think you're going to find a better coach than Kaya in that area. And in my opinion, just my opinion, I think they should look at her to continue the great success NCCS has had in women's basketball. So that's just me talking. Another thing I've been working on, I've been doing some freelance writing, but because of camp, I have not got anything published yet. I did a really nice story on Mike Dean, and I haven't pursued anything to have it published. So that's something I want to do. It's already been written. It probably needs to be edited. And if you guys haven't heard of Mike Dean, he was a head coach at Marquette. Let's see, Siena, Lamar, a few other places. Great player at Potsdam State. Division III All-American. Almost made the NBA. Had a tryout with the Milwaukee Bucks. So I did a nice story on him. And then I also wrote a story on Hal Cohen, and I haven't got that published. I just haven't been procrastinating. I'm sure I interviewed Jim Boeheim, who said that Hal was one of his best shooters of all time. He didn't say he was the best shooter, but he said he's one of his best shooters ever. And some of your older guys, if you can remember some of those names that were on that team, Roosevelt Bowie, I interviewed him. Marty Head, Dale Shackelford, Marty Burns. Let's see, I think I might be forgetting someone. But Boeheim had some nice things, and also Hal's best friend Bobby McKinney, who's won three or four state high school championships. I played with Bobby so many times, and he's a tough Irishman. So those guys grew up together, and I'm anxious to get that published as well. The one I'm working on right now is kind of unique, and it's very surprising. I called up Dave Archer, who is the head of the Basketball Coaches Association of New York, and I asked Dave, I said, what schools have the most head basketball coaches? What high school has produced the most head basketball coaches in the state? And he named one that had 3, and he couldn't think of any others, but he's going to research it. But I did tell him Plattsburgh High School does have 5 that were head coaches or still are head coaches, college basketball coaches. And I think Plattsburgh High School has the most. But I'll find out sure before I write it. I've already interviewed all 5 except for myself. I was one of them. I don't know how I'm going to interview myself, but I'll figure. I'll just write something. I'll be very humble. I coached at Clinton Community College, and and then we're also gonna. They gave me one or two names that were on that college team that they coached at. And I'm going to interview them and just get their input, and then the story will be done. I'd like to get that in the Press Republican because it's kind of local. So we'll see what happens there. The 5 are myself and Kevin Doherty, who coached at Clinton, Steve Holmes, who went to the Sweet 16 at Geneseo and ended up at Salisbury State in Maryland. Um, Two that are present right now are Rob DeGrandpré, who's at Philibert College and who went to the NCAA tournament, and another coach, Charlie Mason, New England College. He's been to the NCAA tournament 3 times. So 5 college coaches. That's pretty neat. So I really don't think there's another high school in the state that has produced 5 head college coaches, and there is one excellent assistant too from Plattsburgh. His name is Leo Ryan, and I had him as an assistant. And I know Jeff Holmes had him assistant at Shaker, and he was instrumental. He helped me so much. For some reason, Leo really knew his stuff, really did, and can't forget him as well. So let's get back to the camp. There probably are going to be some changes next year. Sometimes I don't know what the word no is, and I keep allowing more than I should allow in the camp. And I'm considering possibly doing away with 3rd and 4th grade, because I do stuff for 3rd and 4th graders throughout the year, and I'm just going to go with 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, and the 9th to 12th at the Oval again, after I get approval for everything. So I think that will work out a lot better, and I'd like to cap it. I tried to cap it this past year, but again, I didn't say no, and I should have. So we had a lot of kids, but they had so much fun. That's the one thing that I asked: did you have fun? And the smiles on their faces when they're receiving their trophies and stuff is something I'll never forget. And it makes me smile seeing them smile, and the staff, them smiling too. They're all smiling. One of my favorite pictures is with Kaya McComb having Lily get a prize, and she was so excited. And that's one of my favorite pictures. And also there's another one with Audie Hollister, with this young girl getting just stunned about getting a trophy, and I know people have their theories on trophies. I've always been a trophy person, but these trophies were crystal, and unfortunately 2 people dropped it on the floor and broke it, and thank God I had an extra trophy to give to them, because I felt bad for them, and so that worked out. So we'll do the sneaker thing again next year. I won't have to order as many, because we're not going to have as many campers. The one thing I was extremely impressed with was at the Oval, that staff down there, led by Travis Gorham, and he had a great crew with him. The players for both girls and boys were phenomenal. And we played Team Canada. In the boys, I think we went 1-3, and in girls we split. So that's not too bad. And all games were very close. I love the fact that Team Canada does come down to play us, and they wore we wore U.S. jerseys. They wore Canadian jerseys. Fortunately, I didn't get those jerseys back, so we'll have to order some more next year. There's more stuff I want to talk about. Let's see. There's other sports I also like to do too. I can't forget soccer, because soccer is big around here, and I'm forgetting the person's name that's going to help me tremendously with some of the top soccer players that this area has ever seen, and I'll be getting to that eventually. And also girls and boys, and For some reason, the name that just came to me out of nowhere was Gina Rosenbaum. I think everyone remembers her as one of the top players um, that that came, as far as soccer. She played at Plattsburgh State quicker than anything, and so there's other ones too. Even this young kid that was supposed to play at Rucker, I think if not for COVID, he would have broken Nolan Ryan's record for most goals, and that's Logan Bush, and he's going to be going to Potsdam to play soccer. I think he could play both. Another person I think could play both, but she doesn't like to talk about it too much, is Bailey LaFountain. She's going to be playing at Plattsburgh State soccer, and I think she's got the best jump shot of any female around here. So that's good news. I know that Peyton Parliament is starting to look at her colleges now, and she's found some. I don't think she's going to be going to college in our area. It's still kind of cold around here. She might be playing in the South Carolina, North Carolina area. And as we all know about Peyton, she's excellent in every sport, a lot of heart, and I'm kind of wishing her the best of luck. She's got another year left, and Beavertown should be pretty tough next year in soccer. I'm going to keep with my show throughout the year as long as they'll have me, and I'll be talking about games here and there. I'm going to try. I'm not sure if I can to see if I can officiate again. I can't run still that well, but if we do three-man, I'll give it a try. But I'm not really sure if I can. Getting back to the Rucker game again, 100 degrees is, I'm worried about a little safety too. So we're going to have to use a lot of timeouts, and hopefully, people are safe from this. We are going to stay at the Marriott, and we're going to drive over the George Washington Bridge rather than taking the train. But everyone's getting to Marriott today around 12, and we might take the train into the city, maybe have dinner somewhere as a team, and get to know. A lot of these guys don't know each other really well. So, let's see, other people that I'm looking to have on my show in the future, and I think he's going to be an excellent guest, but he's busy right now, is a person by the name of Bobby Naggs. If you ever heard of him, you probably have not heard of him. He played at Beavertown, and his senior year, unfortunately, he got in trouble like many do. He got kicked off the team by Coach Maceo DuBose, deservingly, and he was leading the league in scoring. They were undefeated, and I'm sure he wants to tell that story. And he ended up being the full colonel, did 4 tours, Iraq and Afghanistan, and he'll have an excellent story to the youth and to really anyone on what he's gone through and not being able to play basketball his senior year. I do remember, though, an alumni tournament. He was MVP of the alumni tournament, and I remember he bounced the ball from the three-point line and went in and dunked hard. He also played at Clinton Community College, and he tied the record for most points in a game, which is 51. He had 51 points in one game. And the other person played for me at Clinton. His name is Denfield James. He also had 51 points. So I'd like to have him. And who knows, with a media pass for the New York Yankees, I'd love to get a couple New York Yankees on my show, and we'll see what happens. So, well, for now, I think I got to get back on the road. I'm supposed to be at the Marriott. I have to shorten up the show. So I'd like to thank everyone for listening, Still at that North Hudson rest stop. And you guys all take care. Wish us luck at Rucker. We'll do our best. And you all take care. Thank you very much.